Hi and welcome back to another video on my channel. And today I wanted to talk about my first experiences using Davinci Resolve, as well as touch into the general theme of NLEs, non-linear editing systems I've used in the past, kind of talk through them and give my opinion and like my first little experiments with this new editing program, Davinci Resolve. I started editing videos around 2013. At the time, with my little camcorder I had and iMovie, which ran on my father's laptop. And I learned a few quirks, I did a bit of editing and I really enjoyed it. I experimented a lot, but at some point I noticed that I wanted to get a bit more professional and I started going into the Adobe line of products. But not really in the way most people would think of the Adobe line of products. There's the Creative Cloud, which is the professional editing softwares everyone knows. But there are also some smaller, not really known programs. In my case, that was Premiere Elements and Photoshop Elements, which was like a stripped down version of Premiere and Photoshop. So I used that a lot. I used Premiere Elements for a lot of my videos. I did whole vlogging series on it, which was not very convenient because the program wasn't very powerful and the computer I used with the program wasn't as powerful as well. It was the old MacBook from 2010. So at some point, as my files got bigger and my equipment stayed the same, I was only able to edit off the audio levels, the audio waveform, and not the video anymore. It was a very limited program, but I did some very cool projects with it and I'm really proud of the videos I created during that time. But in 2018 I realized the program couldn't keep up with my editing demands and I just got a new computer and I got jobs, so I could afford some new things, and I decided to invest into the Creative Cloud as a student. So I only paid and still only pay $20 a month, which is pretty neat for all the value you get. So I started creating with the Creative Cloud. I really loved it. All the programs flowed so nicely, and I used it for 2 years, created some of the work I'm most proud of with it, and really enjoyed it, and never really had any limitations with the programs in the things I did. Another small little program, for me at least, is in the recent days Avid, which is, as far as I know, still the industry standard. So during my apprenticeship here in Germany, I'll have to learn it, and I started learning it at school a bit and did some off-school work with it here. As far as I know how Avid works and the things I did with it, I'm not really a huge fan. I know Avid in the community is a bit like Dr. Pepper or Marmite. Either you like it or you don't like it. I personally don't like it, but I'm not going to say that it's a bad program because I really have just scratched the bare minimum of Avid, so I don't know how powerful it really is, and I'm not going to form any opinion based on my limited knowledge. So we covered all the NLEs I used before. Now let's go into the interesting bit. I'm going to talk about my first experiences using Davinci Resolve. I needed to get better at color grading because of my work and also because I really found it interesting more and more. And during the lockdown light, the second lockdown as you will here in Germany, I started to watch some tutorials and started to get really into it. I watched a lot of Waqas Qazi, which many of you will maybe know. He's like the color grading Davinci Resolve god here on YouTube. So I watched a lot of his videos and he gave a whole new perspective. I was able to learn what the buttons and dials were actually doing, and soon enough I started to do my first personal project in Davinci Resolve, and I really liked the whole process of color grading. And after spending like 10 hours on the first video I was color grading on Davinci Resolve, I came up with a result I was really proud of. So you can actually watch the video right here. Let me know what you think about it. This was graded in Davinci Resolve. And soon after, I had to grade my first company project with it. I really loved the process as well. It was really fun. I was able to get the full version, so I had access to all the noise reduction stuff and all the added effects. I was able to add grain into it, and I really loved the whole process. So what did I actually think about the program, except of loving the process? Well, the first thing I noticed is that the files I used with the program, they came exclusively from a Blackmagic camera, which means that the program was running super well. It was able to use the files from the camera super efficiently. I had no stutters at all. So in my opinion, the program seemed really be flowing, even though I edited with 6K footage from the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. I was able to create powerful looks with relative ease. I was able to make mistakes and still redeem myself afterwards, which is really great. And I hear that has something to do with how the program is rendering or working out the video files. But I don't know the technical background, so there are other people who can tell you a lot more about this and probably be better off doing it. The only thing I haven't really liked that much is still the editing part. I don't know what it is. I spoke with a few people and many of them told me they were skeptical at first too, but they ultimately switched to workflow with only Davinci Resolve. I'm not ready to do that. I like how Premiere is functioning. Davinci Resolve reminds me of iMovie, and I don't really like that whole layout design, how the editing flows. But I might be alone with that as well. Leave your comments in the comments below. But that's how it is, and I used some workflows which included XMLs, and that worked pretty well. So I don't see any reason now to switch my editing completely to Davinci Resolve when the workflow between Premiere and Davinci Resolve is only really adding 5 minutes. So that's the only thing I didn't really like about Davinci Resolve, but I plan on grading all the major projects I have with this program because it's really just so powerful. And that's it. I'm just at the start of the journey, but I think I'll be able to learn a lot more by just trying to get better. And that's what I'm going to do. So I hope you liked the video if you're a filmmaker. Otherwise, I don't think you would watch this video. Leave your comments below. How were your first experiences with this new editing program? Did you have the same issues or other issues? Just leave me a comment, and I hope to inspire some new discussions. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. I just crossed 400 subscribers, so that's really great. Consider leaving a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.